Hello, this is Shadowlay. This video is kind of an event. I felt it would be good to put on here. There's some stuff that is in the works, but yeah, just for now. And I ordered a microphone, because I'm just using my internal microphone on my computer, if you couldn't tell. For the more high effort stuff, I'm going to use that, so for now I'm just going to do this. Alright. So, I had, like, last January of 2024, I had obtained, 5 grams of heroin. For reasons of, I'm not going to get into the specifics for just for doxing related reasons. I just gotta be, play it safe, ever since what happened to DBDR, but, so yeah, basically I got in 5 grams, last January, and, I guess I have some details I put in my notes about what I would do, while I was on it, before I get into what it was really like, and, other things, more personal stuff. I would eat Sour Patch Kids. Like, one thing you should know about it is, anything else other than, Sour Patch Kids, I think, makes you, vomit. It does make you nauseous, but, yeah. There was a playlist I had of songs I downloaded from SoulSeek I would listen to. I downloaded Heroin by the Velvet Underground, and I listened to it so much while I was on heroin that anytime I listened to it not high, I would feel like I needed to vomit. I thought that was kind of funny, and yeah, to this day I can't hear it without, it's gone away, but it makes me feel kind of nauseous. I also listened to 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins. It had just a good vibe to it. Made me kind of feel like I was like hanging out with friends, which I've always wanted to do. And also I listened to Down in a Hole and Nutshell by Alice in Chains, and Opium by Marcy Playground. There's sometimes a Little Peep or something like that. But anyways, what it actually felt like, some of these are descriptions I've found from other users, and some from myself, and I've just found that they're the most useful way of getting across this concept, because it's just really hard to understand if you've never had it. Almost impossible, but I find these analogies are pretty useful. First of all, this is from someone on the internet. I heard them say it felt like being held in God's arms. That's just a good way to describe it. It felt like time was going on, like just continuing while I was frozen, just like the rest of the world kept moving, but I was just sitting there nodding off, listening to music. For me, it was just relaxing from the constant rat race, I guess. I have OCD, and one of the better things about it was it didn't really bother me. I still had to do the rituals, but I just didn't really care about it. It didn't bother me at all to have to do them. Whereas the rest of the time, it really does drain me. I had this sensation of like beams of light and goodness and like love like beaming out of me. And I would even feel like I was sinking into the floor and entering kind of a trance. Like I would experience these visions, like a lot of the time, because I played GTA more around that time, so I would kind of see like Franklin riding on his green motorcycle. There were a few others sometimes. It depended on like, because these visions are really weird. It's kind of because like most thoughts, most daydreams and stuff like that, you're controlling them, you're making them up as you go along. But with these, it's a weird sensation where it's like you're just watching something happen with no control over it. It was so weird. I guess it's kind of like a dream. I don't know. I've heard someone say on the internet, like, using it, heroin, feels like becoming warm when you've always, throughout your entire life, been cold. And that's probably my favorite way of describing it, just to get across the point to someone why people love it so much. It's something, once you have it, you can never go back. Ever since I've started making this video, I've missed it a lot more. I've done, so basically, just to wrap up my, like, how it was, I'll just say that, and get to some further points. I'll just say, basically the highs started getting less and less better, I think, due to, because I only had those 5 grams. For reasons I'm not going to get into, there was no real way of me getting any more, so I was saving them the entire time. I would use it once a week, sometimes twice, so I'd usually do it on a Friday, but maybe sometimes like a Tuesday. I wasn't really addicted, but when the day came, it was impossible for me to not do it, but yeah, getting back to my point, the highs got less and less better, and one big thing was, at one point, I filled up a lot of syringes, used up a lot, probably most of it, into these syringes, because I planned on killing myself. But yeah, obviously I didn't do it. The amount that was in there would definitely kill me if I had done it, but yeah, I just ended up not doing it, man. And yeah, so I used up the last amount last July, and yeah, I miss it. As I was saying, there's a hole in your heart after you use it, I think, at least for me. It's because it felt like a warm hug for me. It felt like love, because I don't really have any friends. I've never really had genuine friendships. Obviously, no girlfriends. I'm a NEET, So my family is a whole nother thing I don't want to get into. I don't want to talk about it. So yeah, having this, when not being able to have it anymore, it's like losing someone, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it gets better over time, but you're not gonna ever recover. You're not gonna be like you were before. At least I'm not. Maybe others might. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if I got my hands on it, if I knew someone who sold it, I'd absolutely use it again. It's better than anything else. It has no come downs. Like with other drugs, there'll usually be bad come downs, where like for Adderall, for me, I would take that and it would be good for like 3 hours, and then I would spend 6 hours in just misery. So I don't take it that often. With weed, it gives me really bad psychosis. Like, I don't really experience hallucinations or anything much anymore. I used to a lot, don't anymore. But when I'm on weed, it's really bad for me, and yeah, I just can't do it. So the only opiates can fill that void, unless I had someone who I loved and loved me, but that's just not gonna happen, you know. Yeah. So I think, yeah, personally I didn't get addicted, but I really do understand why so many do. When you're in a bad place and you have a way to get out of it for an hour, you know, you're just able to ignore everything. You can live in bliss and heaven. Who wouldn't take that, you know? It's just, I mean, you may think you're better than me, maybe, but if you're in my position, you'd understand. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're watching this, you're probably not like that. I mean, you'd understand, is what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure anyone who comes across this video is probably a neat. Yeah. So yeah, that's really just about my experience. Also, yeah, I want to mention, this channel is pretty new. I've only made 2 videos before this, so if you did like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. I know it kind of feels weird saying this after everything else I've said, but it just matters to me. I don't make money off of this channel. I just use this as an outlet to talk about stuff, and it really does matter to see people liking what I make. So yeah. And well, that's about it for now. When I get my microphone, I'll work on some new stuff. So yeah, see ya.